Hey guys, so welcome back to Cultivation with Christy. I'm Christy. I've made a mess of my kitchen, but I've got some things I wanted to share with you. I am going to make some boiled eggs, well, hard-boiled eggs for deviled eggs. For those of you that don't know, a fresh chicken egg can last on the counter for several months if you don't wash it. So washing it takes off the bloom. There's something an egg or a chicken produces when it lays an egg called the bloom, and that keeps everything in the egg fresh. So it keeps the air from the outside getting into the egg, turning the egg bad. So when you go to use an egg, if you keep them fresh on the counter, you want to wash them, which is what I have done. My mother swears that these fresh eggs peel better than store-bought eggs. I don't know if that's true, but I follow the Rachel Ray method. So I'll turn on the burner, bring them up to boil, then turn off everything, cover it, let it sit for 20 minutes, and they're done. What else we're doing over here? I made some stock. So yesterday I put all of these bones in the crock pot and let it simmer on low overnight. Well, the whole day and overnight. Some of these are like steak bones that we had, rib bones and things. The round ones are ones we got from the local Asian market. They sell a bag full of them, and then this stuff has the good cartilage in the middle. So while it's going, you fill it up with water, add your bones, fill it up with water, then add a splash or two of apple cider vinegar. And the apple cider vinegar you're not going to be able to taste, but it pulls out all of the good collagen in the bones and in the cartilage there that gives you your good bone broth. These 3 came out of the ones with the crock pot because I had more bones in those. And these 4 I did yesterday on the stove. That's why they're sweating, because they were cold in the fridge overnight. And then I've got enough here to pressure can. So in my pressure canner, I've got some water. 3 quarts is what my canner states. Then I got this little thing here that sits in the bottom that keeps the jars off of the bottom, causing them to break. So and then this is room temperature water, because these are still relatively warm but not hot, and these are cold. I'm just going to start everything off at room temperature and bring everything up to temperature together. If you put, like these are cold, if you put cold jars in an already hot water bath, like canner, then you might break your jars, and I don't want to break any jars. And it looks like we've got a full load. Well, this particular canner, you can do wide mouth jars on top. So like double stack them, put another little tray and stack them, but we're just going to do these 8 quarts today. So I've got eggs going. I'm going to get this going. I'm going to turn it on high. As you can see, I have a glass top, but I've never had a problem with it. The only thing with glass top, you aren't going to want to slide this across your glass top. Now the next part in your canner is putting on your pressure gauge. Side note, Aiden was trying to dig up my boxwoods over there, and our shovel broke. Oops. So right here is where I'm going to put the rosemary bush, I think. If I can get all 3 of those boxwoods dug up, I may put the rosemary on the other side. That way there's a space in between the rose bush and the rosemary.
Oh, already. I'm just that dry. I did that the other day too. Just scratched myself and started bleeding.
Imagine it was that far down in there.
Yeah. Anyway, back to this. So it comes with this little nut here and this little gasket thing. You're going to turn it up. Whoa. Put it through. The gasket can go on either side because it'll fit through that hole. Then your washer and your nut on the back side. And then, trying to think, it needs to go, so this needs to face the vent valve, is most helpful to me. And then you want it just hand tight, as tight as you can get it, but you don't need any tools. And then we put it on the pot. Let me show you. See, oops. It's got and this is a Presto pressure canner, so some of them may be different, but the canner, the arrows line up so you can get it to shut. I pick it up to turn it around. So now our heat is on high. We're gonna let this come up to temperature, and eventually there's gonna be steam that starts coming out of this vent pipe. And when it's going full blast, that's when we start a 10-minute timer to vent this. In the meantime, I'm going to look up here how to do, not how to do, I've already done it, but the recommendation for the time on stock. There we are, chicken stock. 11 pounds of pressure, pints 20 minutes, quarts 25 minutes. So this is a quick processing time. The beans that I did were 90 minutes for quarts and 75 minutes for pints. All right, we're boiling. Cover off.
Contact my agent. Where is the agent?
It's probably in bed.
That goes in there.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay, I saved the water from the eggs to cool down and water plants with later. Back over here, you can see the steam is coming out pretty regularly, so we're going to set a timer for 10 minutes and let it vent. You can see it's really spitting out now. So my timer's about to go off. It's been 10 minutes. The pressure canner comes with this little weight. Once the timer goes off, I put this on with an oven mitt because I don't want to burn myself. And then that stops the steam from coming out, and then we'll start to watch the pressure come up. Alright, as we're approaching 11 pounds of pressure, I'm going to start turning this down because we don't want to overshoot our pressure. Alright, we're just over 11, so I'm going to turn it all the way down. Now, with my stove, I have to sit here and babysit it the full 25 or 90 or however long minutes because the elements just don't heat regularly. So when it starts to fall, I'll bump it up just a tad, maybe, here. And then if it gets too high, I'll lower it down. But you don't want large swings in your pressure because that can cause siphoning. We don't want that either. So we'll be back in about 24 minutes. Something to note while you're doing this, if at any point your pressure falls below what is recommended in the canner manual, you have to start completely over. Meaning, if my pressure dropped below right now, I would have to start the timer over at 25 minutes and go again. Okay, 25 minutes. We're gonna shut off the heat, and then I'm gonna pick it up and scooch it off of the heat. And then we're gonna leave it untouched until the pressure comes all the way down to 0 and this little top falls down. Okay, our canner's done. It is still hot, so be very careful when you're opening this. Make sure you open it away from you. It's gonna be hot still and steamy. Yay, nobody broke. Everybody looks like we didn't siphon anything out, so we're gonna take them out. I didn't get to finish this video yesterday, but all of my beef stock is done. I take the rings off of them to store them. That way if your seal doesn't hold, you can easily tell. The lid will come off and you can just get rid of it. I labeled them and they're good to go. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out today. Till next time. Oh wait. Mushroom update, because I forgot to update you. So the little ball of fungus that I wasn't sure if it was mold or fungus, it got a little ball yesterday and then today like it exploded and then my little thing broke. So I gotta get a new sprayer for it, but this should be ready probably tomorrow to harvest. And these are the yellow oyster mushrooms. So then I will take you again and maybe we'll have some fish or something with these. Be good stuff. And it's still raining, so eventually we'll get back out in the garden. Alright, for real this time. Until next time.